Welcome to Sam Goffen Guitar, and today we're going to look at the Gamechanger Audio Plasma Coil the Third Man variety. So this is obviously in association with Jack White and the Third Man records and all that kind of stuff, which means that we've got octave options in this. Octave down, octave up, resulting in real kind of bit crusher, nasty fuzz territory. So let's crack on. I'm using clean sound. It's going through a quad cortex. If I just zoom out here, you will just see the quad cortex over here. Look. Now, that is using the capture of my 2-rock amp, which I love and use all the time. And one of the reasons I've got this Gamechanger Audio Plasma Coil on the pedal board, same as the Wacko Wah next to it, is that the quad cortex can't quite capture those things which are just absolutely unique sounding, and this pedal really is a unique sounding pedal. It is pretty amazing. Now, because it's so unique, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. So let's crack on. So its heart is kind of almost like a full-on fuzz. It's a unique pedal in that it gets this distortion through passing that voltage through the xenon fill tube in there, and that is just an amazing approach. You can see the tube lighting up there, but whenever I play, and that's the signal passing through it and getting distorted, producing the sound. What an incredible way to make a sound. Just such a unique idea. Now, as we go through the voltage dial, we can start low and we can kind of end up starving that tube. So it's a bit like when you starve the a traditional fuzz pedal, and it starts breaking up and gating. Like that. And you'll see as well that there's much less brightness. You can hardly see that signal passing through the xenon tube. But as I dial it up, it turns into this roaring, full-on, sustained fuzz. So you can get a load of sustain out of it and lots of really cool sounds. Even though it's quite full on at the moment, it's got this natural gate in it. So as soon as I put my hand on that and mute it, it just cuts the whole signal, which is really, really useful. And then there's just no noise at all, which I love that. That's the voltage then, so we can get from a real gated kind of nasty fuzz all the way through to singing sustain on that. The volume is just what you expect it to be. Unity is around 12 o'clock. Obviously it can kick out some serious volume there. The low frequency and the high frequency are quite interesting because they really are quite extreme. So let's have a little play with those. See, the range there is just absolutely massive. Whatever guitar you've got, you're going to get just a ton of sounds out of it. It's just absolutely brilliant. Now where things obviously get really interesting is the middle control here, because this is where we start getting into the octaves and lots of other really cool stuff. So in the first position we get a voltage booster, so you'll hear the difference here, right? And then as we work around, we get into our subharmonics. And then second mode. So you'll hear that when you get into those second modes, they just get even more glitchy, bit crushery-ish, quite difficult to tame, but really quite exciting to play with as well. Right, this is the upper harmonic mode. So now we're into a mixed mode with a bit of sub and a bit of upper added. And then we've got mixed mode 2, where we've got even more upper harmonics added to this one. So you can tell that when you're kind of playing with, particularly in those modes 2, where you've got 2 harmonics added, whether it's a sub and a higher, or 2 subs, it just gets really glitchy and really out there. So with that kind of stuff, it's better kind of used with a single note. Try it with some chords and check what happens. It just turns into a bit of a mangled mess, right? But if you do it with the single notes, then it's actually pretty usable, and I think quite interesting and exciting to play with and experiment with. Really creative. You can get really creative with it, and it kind of inspires that creation. I love it. That's why it's on my board. It gives me a sound I can't get with anything else. It's a pretty unique pedal, right? Pretty cool, pretty out there. What do you think? Is it one that you want to try? Have you tried it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? In the UK, we kind of talk about things that are a bit Marmite, meaning you either love it or you hate it, and I think this is definitely a Marmite pedal. I love Marmite. All right, hopefully that was interesting. Take care, remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon.